water, yolk, flour, sugar, heat. Long ago, the 5 kingdoms lived together in harmony. Then everything changed when the Heat Kingdom created a tournament. Only the Chef King, master of all baking rounds, can win. But when the Flour Kingdom needed him most, he appeared. A new challenger, one from another world, something of a chef himself named Jake. Although his flour bending skills are great, he has a lot to learn before he's ready to become the Chef King. But I believe Jake can win the title. Hello, yes, welcome back. I know I'm showing my face, but that links to a video from the main channel, which we won't dwell on too much. But enough about me. Today we're talking about Chapter 1 of the Isekai Bakery from HomeWordHeros. It's the first of many videos covering their comics, as I'm going to do them all and link to the All New Orion review in the description, which we did last year in August. If you haven't seen that one, go and have a look, but after you finish this one. So let's get on to the comic. So we'll start off by showing you the cover. So there you go. There's a cover of Chapter 1. Now, written and drawn by Ashley Dando, the Isekai Bakery is a story about a culinary student named Jake. His abilities, cooking and gaming. His species, human, and his point of origin, Earth. He's late for class and he sees presumably his crush, but then he eats concrete and he has a very fast approaching appointment with the good old, very reliable, all massacring, war crime committing Truck-kun. And then he gets isekai'd, hence, well, the comic name. And he annoys a poor cat girl named Amber. Her ability, speed, her species, Neko, and her place of residence, the Flour Kingdom. After a brief kerfuffle, the chef of the bakery, he quits. And sort of knocks Amber over during the process and Catgirl go crying. But you know, Jack, being the absolute unit he is, and considering he literally just died, he just decides to cook bread.
That makes sense to me.
So Amber takes the order out, and then we meet Natsumi. Her ability, flight and super intelligence. Her species, Harpy. Her place of residence, the Flour Kingdom. But Jack must also be a fan of the Sam Raimi Spider-Man films. Not complaining, he's got good taste, because he replies, well, I'm something of a chef myself. Or he just watched No Way Home. Either way, it's a Raimi reference. Jake is then nominated as the Flour Kingdom's champion. You know, it's a bit like the Hunger Games, you don't really get a choice, off you go fight. And you know, he has to fight and the best chef wins. Then we get exposition on the 5 kingdoms that we mentioned in the intro and the type of people that live on them, but we'll cover them in a different issue when they actually come up in the comic. Right, now his weapon is a bread sword. It's just a sword made of bread. We also then get to find out that there's another human in play, but we don't find out who they are. Well, at least in this issue. And we see the big bad who's, I assume big bad, the bloke who's hosting the competition. So that's good. Now, time for the bits that strike me as potential references. Obviously ignoring the Sam Raimi reference that we just made a joke about like 5 minutes ago. So, I don't think this one's a reference, it's just funny. There's a pig clock. You know, there's a little piggy and it's a clock. It's just funny. Obviously, Truck-kun, that's a reference to every isekai anime to exist at this point. Then we have like a luchador looking bunny mask, which that speaks itself. Then a wizard staff and hat, which they look familiar, but I can't quite place it. Then we have a gun or a hilt at the bottom of the window that, with the particle effect, it kind of looks like a lightsaber to me. I may be clutching at straws on that one. And then the bread being made, and it's like green in its dough form, just reminds me of green eggs and ham for Dr. Seuss. The bread sword, the way it appears kind of feels very Scott Pilgrim to me.
Scotter and the power of self-respect.
Or borderline He-Man, like especially with the Super Saiyan style border that surrounds Jack. And then finally the map layout, well not finally, but the map layout, it reminds me of Remnant from Ruby. That one I think is probably the biggest clutch I've done so far. And then finally the rose petal being scattered to Earth reminds me of the White Point Star being sent by Rassilon to England in Doctor Who The End of Time Part 2, which, and Part 1, you know, kind of ties into both, which is the Christmas special for 2009 and the New Year's special for 2010. But I think that one may be a slight clutch, because it's just saying, oh, object thrown through a portal, it must be a Doctor Who reference. I must be getting as bad as JoJo fans. Now, criticism. Unlike the Orion comics, this one was in colour, all the pages, so that was quite nice. It looks better than black and white, in my opinion at least. Some of the panels still feel a little blurry, but better than Orion issue 1 was, so that's a plus. And I did notice, and I really hope this one doesn't sound too harsh, but the spelling was almost there in this issue, which, good job guys. It's, yeah. Now, overall, I enjoyed this issue. It's like Scott Pilgrim meets Hell's Kitchen and add the Isekai genre in, minus the harams so far. I don't see the man, I don't see Jack having Amber and Natsumi around his arms yet. Yet. I don't want to say there won't be one, because you never know where it'll go. I'm just hoping it doesn't. I did check with the author to make sure I got certain facts right about locations, and I did. And I did guess them right, and I scripted this before I checked with them. So it wasn't a big, guys, I have a theory, and it's a comic theory, so you can stop the music now. But that kind of theory moment comes in a different video. So look forward to that, I guess. Anyway, it's a good start to the series, and I've been told by the creator that this issue has been doing really well. In fact, it's almost reaching Orion, and that has 3 issues, this has 1. I can see why, to be honest. It's a nifty little start to an interesting comic concept, and I can't wait to work a joke in about this bakery existing in my own comic series that I'm working on. Hopefully that's out by the end of the year. So, thanks for watching. I'll link HomeWorldHeros' website, Instagram, Discord, the whole shebang in the description. Go check these comics out, go look at chapter 1, definitely wait for chapter 2, definitely go look at Orion, and well, I haven't read the rest yet, but when I have and those videos have come out, I'm sure I'm going to be urging you to go look at those comics as well. So until next time, don't have a good day, have a great day. All my strongholds are also listed in the description everywhere I happen to exist on this vast online web. And don't forget to use code Fudgey in the W shop for 10% off your order. Bye.